here with us this morning? I believe that the blood of Jesus that washes white as snow. I believe that the power of the gospel, it still makes the broken whole. I believe that the curse of sin was broken when they rolled away that stone. I believe, I believe, I believe. And as I bow before you, Lord, I will rise in confidence. I will see your goodness, Lord, in the land I'm living in. No matter where I go, and no matter where I've been, I will see your goodness, Lord, in the land I'm living in. I believe that the walls will start falling when we fall down on our knees. I believe that the legs will go walking and the blind are gonna see. I believe that the gates of hell tremble when the church begins to sing. I believe, I believe, I believe. As I bow before you, Lord, I will rise in confidence. I will see your goodness, Lord, in the land I'm living in. No matter where I go, and no matter where I've been, I will see your goodness, Lord, in the land I'm living in. So sing it to the daughters, sing it to the son, to every generation. Look at what the Lord has done. Sing it to the darkness, that the light has come. And sing it to the nation. Come look at what the Lord has done. Sing it to the darkness, sing it to the sons, to every generation. Look at what the Lord has done. We sing it to the darkness, oh, that the light has come. We sing it to the nations. Look at what the Lord has done. As I bow before you, Lord, I will rise in confidence. I will see your goodness, Lord, in the land I'm living in. No matter where I go, and no matter where I've been, I will see your goodness, Lord, in the land I'm living in. As I bow before you, Lord, I will rise in confidence. I will see your goodness, Lord, in the land I'm living in. No matter where I go, and no matter where I've been, I will see your goodness, Lord, in the land I'm living in. I will see your goodness, Lord, in the land I'm living in. I will see your goodness, Lord, in the land I'm living in. Amen. Go, church. It is good to be with you this morning to declare the truth of our God, that His love reigns over our lives and our circumstances, that He is doing a great work, whether we see it or not, whether we understand it or not, that He is good, to remind ourselves of His love, of His presence, and to touch base with each other like, yo, what you need today, bro? Are you okay, sister? Just glad to be here with y'all. So do you feel the world is broken?
We do.
Do you feel the shadows deepen?
We do.
Do you know that all the dark won't stop the light from getting through?
We do.
Do you wish that you could see it all made new?
We do.
Is all creation groaning?
It is.
Is a new creation coming?
It is.
And is the glory of the Lord to be the light within our midst?
It is.
And is it good that we remind ourselves of this? Is anyone worthy?
Is anyone whole?
Is anyone able to break the seal and open the scroll? The Lion of Judah, who conquered the grave. He is David's root and the Lamb who died to ransom the slave. Is He worthy? Is He worthy of all blessing and honor and glory? Is He worthy of this? Does the Father truly love us?
He does.
Does the Spirit move among us?
He does.
And does Jesus, our Messiah, hold forever those He loves?
He does.
Does our God intend to dwell again with us? Amen.
He does.
Is anyone worthy? Is anyone whole? Is anyone able to break the seal and open the scroll? The Lion of Judah, who conquered the grave. He is David's root and the Lamb who died to ransom the slave. For every people and tribe, every nation and tongue, He has made us a kingdom of priests to God, to reign with the Son. Is He worthy? Is He worthy of all blessing and honor and glory? Is He worthy? Is He worthy? Is He worthy of this? He is. He is. He is. He is. He is worthy of all blessing and honor and glory. Oh, He is. He is. He is. He is worthy of all blessing and honor and glory. and to you are all things. You deserve the glory. You're worthy of it all. You are worthy of it all. You are worthy of it all. For from you are all things, and to you are all things. You deserve the glory. Of all blessing and honor and glory, all blessing and honor and glory, all blessing and honor and glory. He is worthy of this. He is worthy of this. He you are worthy, the only one, the only one.
Worthy of every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring, worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you, we live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one we could ever say. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. We live for you. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder and show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one we could ever say. Worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. We live for you. We live for you. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder and show me who you are and fill me with your love and lead me in your love to those around.
to those around me. There is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder and show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me.
Jordan, can you bring those lines back up? The show me. Here we go. Just sit with this for a moment. You're asking God to show you who he is. Show me. It's like, I want to see you out there. The way you work, the way you do. Isn't that your heart's cry? God, can I just see you at work? Will you show me? But what I love about it is it doesn't end there. It goes, and now fill me. Would you do the work in here as well? With your heart. I want your heart so that all the people around me can experience you, which then puts him on display out there even more. This morning, man, would that be your heart's cry? God, I want to see you. God, I want to feel you here, outside and in. I want to just be completely surrounded by you. So if you just take a moment, bow your heads, just kind of get some space here. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Just calm your heart for a moment. And just talk to him as you would to a friend. The one who's your maker and your father. Kids who are in this room, you pray too. He hears you. He says to you, let the children come to me. And so he invites you, even now, to just be praying to him and talking to him. He hears you, little ones. Even now, those of you who feel like your prayers just bounce off the ceiling, that he doesn't want to hear from you, he does. He hears you. Father, we just ask that you would rest heavy on this gathering of people who've come together for your name and for your renown. And may that be the desire of our souls. May it be what we want is you. Your ways, your things, that you are what we would desire, and seeing your kingdom come would be what we desire above all else. And so we just lay down our lesser kingdoms and our lesser stories and take up your greater story for the sake of your name and the sake of your renown. May that be our desire. Say the words that we say each week. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Amen. Amen. Welcome this morning. We hope that you are just finding a space where you are hearing from a really good Father, one who loves you, who's here, and we're going to continue to move into that this morning. But before we do, it's so important that you are aware of the people around you. So if you would just greet them, pass some peace, love on each other, throw some high fives. Kids, 2nd through 5th grade, you can head to the loft for your small group. If you have a kid in that range and you've not done this before, you can take them there. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Good morning, Red Door. Invite you guys back in. Good morning to those of you guys who are joining us on the live stream. We're so glad that you guys are here with us this morning. Hey, if you guys are new around here, whether this is your very first Sunday or you've been here a few Sundays, but you've maybe never picked up one of these cards and looked at them, this is our hello card. You guys can fill this out. You can give it to one of our greeters at the welcome desk out there. They have a gift that they would love to give to you, and it's just a great next step to get connected, get plugged in if you are new around here. And then the way that we do giving around here, we don't pass a plate, but there's a couple ways that you can do giving. There are these give envelopes that are out in the atrium and in the commons at our Love Gives boxes. You can also tap the little disc that's in front of you. You can give online. You can give through Venmo. If you want to set up reoccurring giving, you can go online and do it that way. And then I can't believe I'm getting ready to tell you this, but come December, we're going to be doing Storybook again. It seems a little bit early to be talking about Storybook and Christmas, but yeah, we love Storybook around here. And so we want to invite you guys in. If you would like to be a part of the leadership team for Storybook, you can grab this QR code. If you're like, oh man, I didn't get my phone out fast enough, it's also on the TV that's out here. You can grab the QR code, sign up for that, and then teaser. This is maybe spoiler alert, but we are going to do something really special for the kids this year. There's going to be auditions that the kids can be a part of Storybook, so just stay tuned to learn more about that later. And then if you guys would just tune to the screens for the rest of the announcements.
Brittany here to give you some announcements that are upcoming very soon. In about 3 weeks, we have a beloved family serving opportunity in Foster Family Fun Night. These are sweet times to come together. We're going to serve the foster families of Fairfield and the surrounding areas. We're working with Hope's Closet to bring in families and their kids to give them a great date night. And we'll love on them, give them some dinner, and play some games, watch a movie maybe, and then you get to send them home. But this is a great opportunity for families, again, to serve together, whether you're young or old. You can come sign up so we know to plan for you, and we'll see you there. Then this Saturday morning, we are going to have our next Year of Biblical Literacy Table Talk. We're going to be watching a documentary from Dr. Michael Hauser about the unseen realm. So, you know, Paul says, our battle is not against flesh and blood, but it's against the evil powers and principalities of this world. So what does that mean? What does it mean to look at demons and angels and things that we don't see that are happening in this unseen realm on earth while we are here living in the spirit? We want you to register so we know how many to plan for brunch. And we'll have the opportunity to ask more questions around the table after watching that quick documentary. Last but not least, we are cooking up something very special for you in the middle of September. This is a beloved Red Door tradition that we are bringing back. So why don't you check out this video to learn more.
Changes come. I watch them.
Oh man, we're excited. Fall kickoff will be returning September 20th. So we will kick it off on that day. Come ready for just some fun and enjoyable stuff. There will be 2 gatherings. So this is a little different than some of the past ones where we've had one big one and tried to do stuff out in the parking lot. This is going to be one at 9, one at 11. So come ready for some fun, some goodness as we just dive into the fall and share our family vision and where we want to go. You'll hear from each team lead and kind of all the stuff that's coming up as we move into the start of this fall season, which in a lot of ways kicks off our year. So we're pretty stoked about that. With that, over these past 6 weeks, we have been talking about this theme of exile. And I have not been able to, it's been quite a while. I feel like it's 3-4 weeks, I think, since 3 weeks maybe, since I've been able to come and teach and talk and be in this space with you. And so I'm really excited to do that. If you don't know me, my name is Joshua Lennon, and I am the pastor here at Red Door, and I am just glad to be back in this. And if you don't like today, there'll be somebody else at some point. But no, in all seriousness, this will kick off a fun stretch of teaching as we move through this. But we're going to take this week and next week to finish up this conversation, this teaching, this look at the exile, which is a theme of Scripture. And it's also in many ways a theme of our lives. But you've heard about this and how Israel became separated from their land and also from their very purpose and destiny of being the people of God for the world. They were the sons and daughters of Abraham. They were the ones who were supposed to be blessing to the world, to rescue the world, to be in that space. But they have found themselves compromised, not who they were supposed to be, and then expelled from the land. And God used Babylon to sweep through and take them out. At one point, though, in this whole text, one of the prophets writes that the land vomited them out. It's like even the land could not take them anymore. They're like, just get out. You're no longer observing Sabbaths. You're not following the ways of God. You don't look like the people of God. And so God was like, fine, if you want to look like the rest of the nations, to the nations you go. And he sent them out into that space of exile. And they found themselves in a no man's land, but it's also the place we live now. Exile is the place we live. We feel it. This world is not something we could rightfully call home. Exile is the way we live. It's the way of our life. We know that we are no longer back at those good beginnings that we read of in the Garden of Eden. Nor are we yet to new creation and the way things are supposed to be when God sets all things right. We're, in other words, in the middle of the mess right now. And it explains life in a lot of ways and where we find our place and where we live. It's like every day is like this brutal workout with full humidity, rows and wall balls nonstop over and over and over again. You're just throwing it up, catching it. You're just I can't stop. This is just it. And it's in the middle of all this stuff. It's the shadow of death has fallen over us. If I could just borrow a great analogy, it's like the shadow of Mordor has fallen over. And I know of no greater explanation of exile than the Lord of the Rings. Because you have the beginning of the fellowship, and then you have the end where you have the return of the king. But in the middle, you have the 2 towers. And it's in the deep, dark place of exile where Sam and Frodo find themselves. And I was like, I gotta show you this clip. If you haven't seen this, just listen. It's a speech that Sam gives to Frodo in the middle of all this pain and sadness and exile. And I think it explains so much of where we find ourselves. So take a look at this clip.
It's like in the great stories, Mr. Frugal. The ones that really mattered. Full of darkness and danger they were. And sometimes you didn't want to know the end. Because how could the end be happy? How could the world go back to the way it was when so much bad happened? But in the end, it's only a passing thing. This shadow, even darkness must pass. A new day will come. And when the sun shines, it'll shine out the clearer. Those were the stories that stayed with you, that meant something, even if you were too small to understand why. But I think, Mr. Frodo, I do understand. I know now. Folk in those stories had lots of chances of turning back, only they didn't. They kept going because they were holding on to something. What are we holding on to, Sam? There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo. And it's worth fighting for.
I love that. Gosh, it just be still my heart. Those words that Sam offers to Frodo, he offers to you. Like, how do we live in this place of exile, in this land of shadow and death? How do you keep going on when it feels like the shadow is just going to take over everything? And Sam goes, I realized what it is. And Frodo has to, at this point, even ask, like, what is it? I don't know. I've lost it. What is the point of this? He goes, that there's still some good in this world, and it's worth fighting for. In a world that God called good each day in the beginning, it's still there, and it's still worth fighting for in the middle of all of this pain and sadness and exile. We've been asking, how do I live in the shadow of exile? And we said there's a subversive loyalty that we have to take as a posture. And in that space, we also have to lament. We have to have spaces and times where we grieve actually what's lost in this space. John shared last week that we have to move forward knowing that the tyrants don't win, that the pride will fall, that those who carve up the world the way they want to, they don't in the end win. And today, I want to remind you that there is good in the world worth fighting for. In the middle of exile, when you feel like you're going to be swallowed up and what's going to happen, that this is worth going for. And what I have to share today, here's the deal. It's not for all of you. Like, I felt this deeply in preparing for this. This is not for everyone. If you are comfortable in life, if you're satisfied with the way things are, if you found yourself like really content, like, man, I have arrived, I'm good. We're in a good place. This is just really, really comfortable. And you're just ready to just sit in that space. Today, it's not for you. There will be another day for you. But if you find in yourself what some have called a holy discontent, where you find yourself not satisfied, knowing that there's something more, knowing that there has got to be more than this, then today, listen, it's for you. Because this place of exile, it has a way of wearing us down, does it not? Making you feel small, insignificant. It doesn't matter what you do. If all of these things are just gonna end up like, I go day after day after day after day, and it just seems like what does it matter? What's the point of all of this? If it all just ends in dust and ashes and rubble, what's the point? That, my friend, that question is the point of Nehemiah and his story and what he entered into. And in the middle of exile, there is this man named Nehemiah who steps forward at a critical moment, who was not satisfied, who had within himself a holy discontent for the way things were and how they were going, and knew there had to be more to the kingdom of God than what was going on at that point in time where they were just led into exile. And so we're gonna step into this story of exile where they found themselves in Babylon. And now Babylon's been taken over by Persia, and Nehemiah is serving a Persian king. And he's just found himself in this place. And that's his story. So we're going to go to Nehemiah 1, and see what he has to say. The words of Nehemiah, son of Hakaliah, in the month of Kislev, in the 20th year, while I was in the citadel of Susa. This was one of the main places and encampments and battle. Like, this is where the king would be. This is where all the stuff would go down with war and the stuff that was happening. Hananiah, one of my brothers, came from Judah with some other men, and I questioned them about the Jewish remnant that had survived the exile. Like, they're still there. And I also asked them about Jerusalem. And they said to me, those who survived the exile and are back in the province are in great trouble and disgrace. The wall of Jerusalem, it's broken down, and its gates have been burned with fire. And when I heard these things, I sat down and wept. This is what happens when you have a holy discontent. Because I heard that all of our people who had been left behind were in nothing but disgrace, that the walls were torn down, the gates were burned, and there was just rubble in all of that. He goes, and I wept. Like, there's something that had gripped his heart. He's like, this should not be this way. We were supposed to be the people of God for the world, and now we're scattered all the way into Babylon and Persia. And those who just were still left behind in that space, they have no walls. If you have no walls, you have no protection. If you have no protection, you have no commerce. You have no playgrounds. You have no fun. You have no life when your walls are broken down and destroyed. And that's what caused him to weep. And he says, for some days I mourned and fasted and prayed before the God of heaven. And Nehemiah, his prayer there in chapter 1, I encourage, it is worth going back and just sitting with. If I had time today, we would just be here until 3 p.m. and we would spend time in the prayer and we would do that, but you don't have that time. So I'll offer it, but I don't think it's going to work. So one of the things that is incredible about that prayer is he just acknowledges we were not the people we were supposed to be. You gave this to us. You called us into it, and we rejected and rebelled you, and we ended up scattered. God, would you come back to that? Would you come back to us as the people we are supposed to be? And he has this whole prayer before God, and then he gets to the very last line. He finishes his prayer. There's no like, in your name, amen, nothing like that. He just goes, he ends his prayer, and the very last line of chapter 1 is this right here. Oh, by the way, I was cupbearer to the king. Now, we've seen maybe in some movies what a cupbearer does. You know, he's the guy that sips the wine, makes sure there's no poison in it. But beyond that, a cupbearer had incredible responsibilities. If you are trusted enough, think about it this way. If you were trusted enough to sample the wine for poison, as somebody would want to assassinate a leader at that point in time, and this was a protection that they put in place. You were trusted enough to sip the wine for poison. You were trusted enough to give incredible advice. He was more than just somebody who sipped the wine. He was someone who gave counsel and wisdom to the king. He was one of the king's closest advisors. And so what we find is that Nehemiah, he had a holy discontent. But Nehemiah, he also had a position. He had a position where he was in that space as this person. He goes, oh, by the way, I was also a cupbearer to the king. Like, he took inventory of where he was in that time, in that place, at that moment. He goes, well, this is what I did. This was my role. And so Nehemiah realizes he can go before the king. And one day as he's doing his service and he's been praying, he's been working through it, he goes before the king. And the king can tell that something is bothering Nehemiah. Something is up with him. And he asked Nehemiah this incredible question. This is the next page, chapter 2. He goes, the king said to me, what is it you want? Is this not the question? What do you want? Do you know, by the way, this is the very first question Jesus asked his disciples in the beginning of the Gospels? First words out of Jesus' mouth, what do you want? But this king asked Nehemiah, what do you want? What if somebody were to ask you that question? What would your answer be? Like, real answer. Because if we think about it, it might not be the very first thing that comes to mind. What you truly want. But this is where a holy discontent comes from, or just discontent. I mean, some of us may just want whatever's scrolling along Instagram. Some of us may just want like some peace and quiet for a little bit. And I'm not just talking about those little blips of want. I'm talking about your deep life ache. The thing that the king sees something's off with Nehemiah. He's like, what do you need? Like, what do you want here? What do you desire? If the king of all the land asked you that question, how would you respond? Nehemiah responds from his deep discontent, his holy discontent. And he says a quick prayer. He goes, then I prayed to the God of heaven. It's like, okay, I just got to get a quick prayer out here. Like, I don't want him to kill me. I answered the king, if it pleases the king and if your servant has found favor in his sight, let him send me to the city in Judah where my ancestors are buried so that I can rebuild it. And then you can imagine a long pause, what's the king gonna say? Like, do you realize he's just asked the king, can I leave your service as your most trusted advisor? One who's here with you in all these things. Can I return to my homeland and can I go rebuild its walls? Can I get the city back in place? This is not a small request. He waits for the king's answer, and then the king, with the queen sitting beside him, asked me, how long will your journey take and when will you get back? Because it pleased the king to send me. So I set a time. He's like, go. And Nehemiah is like, okay. The king asked him, what do you want? And he said, this is what I want. And the king said, go for it. So I went to Jerusalem, and after staying there 3 days, I set out during the night with a few others. I had not told anyone what my God had put in my heart to do for Jerusalem. And so he spends some time going around, surveying the city, seeing the actual damage with his own eyes. What's actually gone on? What's happened? How's this going to work? Then I said to them, you see the trouble we are in. And here's the burden. Jerusalem lies in ruins, and its gates have been burned with fire. Come, let us rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, and we will no longer be in disgrace. And I told them about the gracious hand of my God on me and what the king had said to me. And so they replied, let us start rebuilding. So they began the good work. So he's off on it. And by the way, he's also asked the king for all the supplies to do this. So not only is he leaving the king's side to go to Jerusalem and build it, he's asking the king of Persia to fund the rebuilding of this project. And so the king's like, yeah, go ahead, go. I'll give you what you need. And so he goes off, he's in this space, he gathers the people who are there, and he's like, let's do this. And this is the fun part, isn't it? Like, you're like, I got a dream, I got a desire, I'm at the start, like we're going for it. This is the fun. Let me tell you, like when we started this back at the end of 2010, this was so fun. Like nothing even felt difficult. It was just so fun to be in it. The starting is always the fun part. Starting a family, that's the fun part. Raising a family, that's when it gets hard. That's when you start to feel the exile, where you feel it creeping in, and it creeps in as you just turn a few pages. As they start rebuilding the wall, they're jumping in, they're like, hooray, we're off, we're doing it, it's happening. And then all of a sudden, some guy named Sanballat, another guy, Tobiah, show up. And these guys are the personification of exile. You all have these people in your life. We all do. These people who would just destroy the things that we feel like we're called to do, the things that we want to be a part of. These dreams, these things, you started out as somebody younger. If you're one of those ones that has this discontent, who feels unsatisfied, like something's off, when there was this point in time, you're like, I know there's 8 billion people on this earth, but I am called to do something significant. And you knew it. And you wanted to be a part of it. And as you get older, you just start going, I don't know. I'm just content if I can get the kids out of the door in the morning and we're good and we can get to bed at night. And you just find yourself in that place day by day by day. Can I just get up and can I just go to bed? Can I get up? Can I go to bed? Well, when Sanballat heard that we were rebuilding the wall, he became angry and was greatly incensed. Now, why would somebody be really upset about the building of a wall? No political commentary at all on this, right? Why would somebody be frustrated and upset? Because if there's no walls, like I said, there's no protection. There's no way for people to be able to do things. And so guys like Sanballat and Tobiah carved up Jerusalem the way they wanted to. What they were upset about was if they go in and they rebuild this wall and they find ways to protect this and do this, we're going to lose our thing. We're not going to have what we want. And so they're upset because coming in and restoring the city means diminishing whatever project Sanballat had going on at this point in time. And so he's upset about it. And he ridiculed the Jews. And in the presence of his associates in the army of Samaria, he said, "What are these feeble Jews doing? Will they restore their wall? Will they offer sacrifices? Will they finish in a day? Can they bring the stones back to life from those heaps of rubble, burned as they are?" Tobiah the Ammonite, who was at his side, you got to imagine him as like, LaFleur on like Beauty and the Beast. He's like this sidekick who's just a complete dork. And like, he's there and he goes, "Yeah, what are they going to build? Even a fox climbing on it would break down their wall of stones." Like, good comeback. Way to go there. But it's like, think about it. Nothing in this rebuke is left untouched though. They criticize them, they're feeble Jews. He criticizes their work. A fox would break it. He criticizes the sacrifices. He criticizes their efforts. Are they going to finish in a day? He criticizes their materials. Are they going to bring the burned stones back to life? This is exile. This is exile. And you feel like you wanted to do something. You were starting out on this great work. You're starting to do something. And then all of a sudden, all the critics and all the voices and all the stuff come in. And you just feel all this thing of like, is this even worth it? And then it gets worse because these two guys, they don't just start to threaten with their words. They actually start to threaten with violence. They're like, we're just going to run them over. And so they arm themselves and they come out towards them. And this is the response. Check this out. This is the response of the Jewish people. Meanwhile, the people in Judah said, "The strength of the laborers is giving out, and there is so much rubble that we cannot rebuild the wall." This is what happens. In the midst of all this stuff of exile, we're like, by all rights, we shouldn't even be here. What are we doing here? And our strength is giving out. And we wonder what's worth fighting for. Is this project worth even doing? Is this worth giving my life to? It just seems like this thing just goes sideways all the time. I'm not just talking about your own personal life. I'm talking about the church. Like we go, this was supposed to be like a glimpse of what God was doing. This is supposed to be kingdom stuff. And then like, we got people who are like backstabbing each other, just destroying each other, talking about each other, criticizing, being abusive in language and thoughts and actions. We have people who cheat on each other, lie to one another. And we just go, I feel like my strength is giving out. I feel like, what's the point of fighting? And then notice what they said. There's so much rubble. We cannot even rebuild the wall. Just think about it. They're halfway done. They've been working on this for a while. There's less rubble now than when they started. And now they see all the rubble. Why? Has nothing to do with the pile of rubble. Has everything to do with what's been piled on top of them and in their minds and in those spaces where they're just like, I'm done. And they just feel like they're going to give up at this point. This is what exile feels like. How, as Sam said, how can things go back to the way they were when so much bad has happened? It's like, what's the point? And so Nehemiah, he gives them one of those like rousing speeches. And he's like, this is worth it. This is what we're going to do. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep going. We're going to finish it. And so listen, I understand that they've threatened violence. I understand that all that. So now you're going to have a trowel in one hand and you're going to carry a sword in the other. And so just go and each family take a section of the wall and you're just going to defend yourselves as you're rebuilding the wall. Don't just lay down. Don't let them walk over top of you. And the people came together in that space and got to the point where they could enclose all the walls. So Sanballat, he changes his tactic. He's like, fine, if I can't just criticize you and I can't threaten you in this way, I'm just going to pull you off the wall. And so look at this moment, and I think this is what I want us to see. When word came to Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem, the Arab, and the rest of the enemies that I had rebuilt the wall and not a gap was left in it, though up to that time I had not set the doors and the gates, Sanballat and Geshem sent me this message: come, let us meet together in one of the villages on the plain of Ono. But they were scheming to harm me. Which, by the way, if someone invites you to come to a place called Ono, you're just like, oh no, I'm not doing that. So I sent messengers to them saying, I'm doing a great work and I cannot come down. This is what you hang on to in exile. I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. Those are the words. He understood the work he was doing, and he was refusing to be dragged into anything lesser. And he was not going to come down and deal with all of that. I'm doing a great work, and I cannot come down. Those are the words of somebody who sees through exile into the place God is taking them. And don't get me wrong, Nehemiah didn't think that he was building the kingdom of Jerusalem. He knew that there was so much more to do. He understood that he had a small part to play in that. You could say that he was building for the kingdom of Jerusalem. He's like, my job is to rebuild these walls. And I've gotten these families together, and each one of these families, their job is to build a section of that wall. And they're going to put the stones together, and they're going to do all of that part. And they knew that this is what we're going to give our lives to. Others will come and they'll rebuild the temple. Others will come and they'll rebuild the community. Others will come and they'll rebuild commerce and family life and all the things that go on. I am building this part. I'm building for the kingdom, he would say. And I am doing a great work in this, and I cannot come down. Refuse to. I'm not going to participate in that. And so he does not descend down into this place. Now, Nehemiah understood that his life mattered, that holy discontent that he had, it mattered. And that the position that God had placed him in at that time and place, it mattered. And where those two met, a wall was built and a piece, a glimpse of this kingdom was put back in place in an incredible way. Now here's the crazy thing. What's Nehemiah's occupation? He's a cupbearer. He's an advisor to a king. And now he's like CEO of Wall Builders, Inc. You know, like, he's not a priest. He's not a pastor. He's just a man who had a holy discontent and knew he had a position that he could use to do something in this world. Every single one of you can have those two things. So I ask you what the king asked him. What do you want? What is that holy discontent stirring inside of you? Or have you been seduced into so much lesser things that you find yourself completely contented and able to just sit back and I just want life to go easy? Or do you have something in you that is driving you crazy, that you see where it's not right? This world is out of joint, not the way it should be, where God's reign is not felt, where people don't know his love, where he's not experienced by others, and it's driving you in a space. I'm pretty sure at one point, maybe it was back in time. Maybe you were a Young Life leader. And you remember the ache and the craving you had for students to know God, to hear his voice, to understand what he could do in their life. But now you just kind of yourself swallowed up into the way of the world. Or maybe you were a college student just set on fire yourselves, wanting the people that you were in roommates with and in that space to know them. Or maybe you were a young parent thinking of all the things that you were going to do with your family and the way your kids were going to grow up in the Lord and the way everything was going to come. And now you're just like, I don't know, can we just get along at dinner? And you've just decided, here's what you decided: I'm just gonna kill my desire. I'm gonna kill my wants. And that was your solution. But the king, and not just Nehemiah's king, the king of the universe goes, what do you want? Do you have a holy discontent that's driving you? And understand you have a position that you've been placed in that you can find yourself doing the kingdom things, not building the kingdom. Jesus is going to do that in full, but building for the kingdom. Taking this little section, this little block, and starting to work it in a way that you know somehow it's gonna fit into what God is doing. Think about it this way. It's like the old master builders of old who would build the great cathedrals. Only those men knew what the whole cathedral would look like. But if you were a stonemason building for that cathedral, all you had were your 5 or 6 stones that you were building in your lifetime. And you knew that over the hundreds of years it was gonna take to build this cathedral, I got my piece right here, and I'm gonna carve this stone, and I'm gonna do these things. But the master builder, he's the one that's gonna assemble it and put it together. That's what it's like right now. In exile, you get this piece, and you can start to carve it and shape it and mold it and make it, knowing that he is going to see everything fit and fixed together in good order in the way that he wants to do it. If you were to join him in that great work, it does not matter your position, no matter what it is. Those of you with kingdom visions and dreams, you can continue seeking the kingdom. And as you feel the distractions and the pulls, you can say, no, I'm doing a great work and I cannot come down. Stay-at-home mamas, that's a position. And you can feel like it's just day after day after day. It doesn't even matter what I do. And I say, no, you're doing a great work. Do not come down. Those of you who are in places where you're group leaders, family group leaders in this place, and you start to feel like, what's the point? I don't know. We just get together, we eat, we pray, we talk. I don't know if there's anything. No, listen, you're doing a great work. Don't come down from that space. Continue pouring into the lives of other people. Continue moving the kingdom in that way. For those of you called to love on others with disabilities, you are doing a great work in this world. Do not come down from that. If you're working with kids in this space each and every week, pouring into them the ideas, the dreams, the life of the kingdom of God, you're doing a great work. Don't come down. Every person who finds themselves wanting to start a company or run their business with a kingdom-minded vision of what could be and should be in this world, it's a good work. You shouldn't come down. All of this stuff, that we can find ourselves joining him in his work, this stuff matters. Where what you want is what Jesus says there in the center of the Sermon on the Mount. Seek first the kingdom of heaven. If that's what you're desiring, if that's what you're seeking, seek it and refuse to come down from there. If you are pursuing a dating life as a single person, one with purity and conduct and character, maintaining that integrity sexually in your relationship, that is a great work. Don't come down. If you, as you heard last week about the women who can be reached in Afghanistan by just teaching English online from here, what a great work. Jump into that and refuse to come down. Or maybe it's foster family fun night that we have coming up here in a bit. And you're like, I want to be a foster family. Great. That's an incredible work. You don't have to come down. You can jump in even with foster family fun nights and find yourself partnering with people in the thick of it all, jumping into the kingdom work that's going on in those spaces. You're not building the kingdom, but you are building for the kingdom. Which means everything you do in his kingdom work, in the middle of this exile, it's not in vain. It matters. Your life matters because what you do in those places can last. Those were Paul's echoing words at the end of 1 Corinthians 15. He ends it by saying this incredible thing. where he goes, therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stand firm. Like, don't come down. Let nothing move you. Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain. It matters. It's not going to be for naught. What you do in the Lord is not in vain. Now, as we come to a close and the band comes up, allow me to read you one of my favorite paragraphs ever written, something if you've been around, may have heard before, but I couldn't not read it today. It says, what you do in the Lord is not in vain. It's not for naught. You are not oiling the wheels of a machine that's about to roll over a cliff. You are not restoring a great painting that's shortly going to be thrown on the fire. You are not planting roses in a garden that's about to be dug up for a building site. Or you could say you're not building a mall that's going to be torn down in 30 years. You are, strange though it may seem, almost as hard to believe as the resurrection itself, accomplishing something that will become in due course part of God's new world. Every act of love, gratitude, and kindness, every work of art or music inspired by the love of God and delight in the beauty of his creation, every minute spent teaching a severely handicapped child to read or to walk, every act of care and nurture, of comfort and support for one's fellow human beings, and for that matter, one's fellow non-human creatures. And of course, every prayer, all spirit-led teaching, every deed that spreads the gospel, builds up the church, embraces and embodies holiness rather than corruption, and makes the name of Jesus honored in the world, all of it finds its way through the resurrecting power of God into the new creation that God will one day make. That is the logic of the mission of God. You, my friend, in the midst of exile, are called to a great work where you have a holy discontent that's driving you and a position that God has given you that you are finding, how can I leverage that in this world to see his kingdom come and his will being done here on earth as it is in heaven. And the encouragement to you is to find that, to seek that out, to not let exile wear you down and make you feel small and insignificant, like your life has no matter. It matters deeply. He has created you, and he's created you with good works in mind for you to do, to build for his kingdom, where you refuse to come down. Those words aren't just for you. If you'd stand as we move into communion, I kind of want to remind you about this moment where Jesus was there on the cross, doing the great work that he was called to do, to rescue this world, to go into that space, not just of the cross, but where the cross was designed to take him. And the thief on the cross begins to hurl accusations at him. He says, if you're some great man, great God, if you're the Messiah, why don't you come down from there? And the chief priests and the people who were there, they started yelling up accusations, said, oh, he can save others, but he can't save himself. If you are the Son of God, come down from there. And he stayed, essentially saying, I'm doing a great work, and I cannot come down. I'm not coming down. Would you be moved by that today? Would you allow that to reawaken your desire, to shape your holy discontent, and to change how you see the position God has given you in this world? Be it an executive at a company, a school teacher, a stay-at-home mama, a neighbor, a friend, whatever position he's given you. He's given it to you for a reason, so you could take that part of the world, that block of rock, and start carving it in a way that honors him and paints a picture of what he's doing in this world. That's what you're invited into, even in the midst of exile. May you come and receive the one who refused to come down and who offers his great work as a sacrifice for you to take up and receive so that you too would become living sacrifices. So come in this act of defiance in the midst of exile and take the flesh, dip into the blood, take the bread dipped into the cup, and hold on to that and receive what he's offered to you, his great work. And may you be kingdom people in the midst of exile. Please come. Communion is open for you.
never stop working, never stop working. Even when I don't see that you're working, even when I don't feel that you're working, never stop working, never stop. Even when I don't see it, you're working, even when I don't feel it, you're working, never stop working, never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working, even when I don't feel it, you're working, never stop working, never stop. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Jesus, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. 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 Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. Never stop working. Never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. Never stop working. Never stop working. Oh, you never stop working. That is who you are. 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 Let's do Waymaker one more time. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. 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 That is who you are.
He's the one working all the time, working his ends, his means. The question is, do you want to join him in that work? Do you want to hook up your brief life with the infinite work that he is doing? To give yourself to something great, something that will not be in vain, something that matters, that lasts. What a privilege we get to do that. But in the midst of this exile, where it feels like every day is just a grind, feels like you get swallowed up. What's gonna fix this is not a rah-rah speech or a thing where you're like, okay, it's each day you decide, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna acknowledge him and I'm gonna hear him say, we're doing a great work. Don't come down. You're doing a great work. Don't come down. For years, I took that line and put it up where I could see it all the time. Maybe for you, it's something that you just line up and you can see. You can put there, oh, she's good, we're good. We're good. So listen, maybe it's one of those things that you find a way to keep that in front of you all the time. For the longest time, even for the staff team here, I had a big chalkboard and I put it on the chalkboard. And it was like, you're gonna see it every time you come in. You're doing a great work, don't come down. This morning, I wanna call you into a great work. Stop settling. Stop playing safe and stop playing small. Refuse the normal and join your life up to His. And then you're gonna watch day by day by day by day what God does in a beautiful way. Church, may you be blessed in a way that carries His favor and His work in your heart. May you refuse lesser things and seek the kingdom. And that first, give your life to that. Be blessed. Go with a holy discontent.
If anyone wants prayer, we've got that available up here as well.